Hey guys, just a fair warning. Get your tea or your drink ready. Get some snacks cuz this is going to be a long one. So without further ado, let's begin. In the glittering chaos-prone universe of The Incredibles and Incredibles 2, superpowers are loud. They explode through walls, stretch across city blocks, and run faster than the human eye can follow. But the most extraordinary power in that world might belong to someone who never flies, never lifts a car, and never turns invisible. Edna Mode does not have laser vision or super strength, yet she understands supers better than they understand themselves. She anticipates powers before they manifest. She designs for disasters that haven't yet happened. She enforces one ironclad rule: no capes, with the authority of someone who has seen too much. The theory: Edna Mode's superpower is the ability to read potential. Not powers, potential. The film never gives us a full biographical dossier, but the clues are everywhere. Edna speaks with authority about the golden age of superheroes. She personally designed suits for the greatest heroes of that era. That means she didn't just appear when Bob Parr needed a midlife makeover. She was there at the height of super celebrity culture. In that era, supers were public figures. They were brands, and Edna was their courtier. She wasn't merely stitching spandex. She was engineering solutions: fire resistant fibers, bulletproof weaves, stretch compatible polymers, adaptive fabrics that responded to extreme stress. Her studio isn't a boutique, it's a laboratory. Mannequins, drafting tables, experimental textiles. Edna lives at the intersection of fashion and aerospace engineering. To become that good, she had to study powers deeply. She must have categorized them, or cataloged them, analyzed them, and reverse engineered disasters. She didn't just ask, what can this hero do? She asked, what will eventually go wrong? And that's where we start to see her real gift. One of the most iconic moments in The Incredibles is Edna's explosive rant about capes. She listed hero after hero, strangled by a jet turbine, sucked into a vortex, caught in a missile, each tragedy caused by the same aesthetic choice: capes. These weren't random hypotheticals. These were failures of design. Edna didn't create those capes. Other designers did. Designers who prioritized drama over physics. Designers who didn't fully understand how powers interacted with environments. Designers who mistook theatricality for function. And people died. That trauma matters. It tells us something crucial. Edna learns from potential outcomes before others do. She doesn't wait for the next accident. She eliminates the variable entirely. No capes. Isn't stubbornness. It's predictive foresight. She can see how a flowing fabric behaves at Mach speed. She can imagine how telekinesis might misfire. She anticipates wind shear, suction force, turbine velocity. That isn't just engineering. That's future vision applied to human ability. When superheroes were outlawed and forced into hiding, many of them faded into obscurity. But Edna did not disappear. She pivoted. She adapted. That alone suggests her brilliance extends beyond tailoring. She survives politically and economically in a world that suddenly has no legal market for supersuits. When Bob Parr returns to her, she hasn't lost her edge. She hasn't grown rusty. She has improved. Her new designs include automated remote recall, fireproofing, bullet resistance, extreme elasticity, AI-like monitoring functions for Jack-Jack's volatile power set. She didn't stagnate during the quiet years. She prepared. Prepared for what? For supers to return. Again, she sees potential where others see endings. The strongest evidence that Edna's power is reading potential comes from her interaction with Jack-Jack. In The Incredibles 2, even Bob Parr doesn't fully grasp what his son can do. Jack-Jack cycles through pyrokinesis, teleportation, phase shifting, laser vision, monster transformation, multiplication, and dimensional distortion. He is chaos incarnate. Yet Edna is calm. She doesn't panic. She doesn't theorize blindly. She observes for a brief moment, and then she designs. The suit she created for Jack-Jack accounts for multiple power expressions simultaneously. Fireproof, stretch resistant, energy adaptive. How? No full power list was given to her. The parents barely understood it themselves. The most convincing explanation isn't that she guessed, it's that she recognized the pattern of unstable emerging potential. She didn't design for one power, she designed for exponential possibility. She saw not what Jack-Jack was doing, she saw what he could become. Look at Violet. In The Incredibles, she begins insecure, hiding behind her invisibility. Her force fields flicker with emotional instability. She doubts herself. And Edna doesn't lecture her, she affirms her. Her suit doesn't just accommodate invisibility, it harmonizes with it. It moves fluidly with her force fields. It doesn't treat her power as a defensive quirk, it treats it as a strength. And Violet grows into it. Dash, meanwhile, is speed without restraint, reckless, exuberant. His suit reduces friction, handles velocity, and protects against heat buildup. Edna designed for who Dash will be once he learns control. She's not outfitting children. She's investing in future heroes. Bob Parr struggles with Jack-Jack because Bob's power is physical. He solves problems by force, and when faced with unpredictability, he wrestles it. Edna does not wrestle potential. She understands it. She gives Jack-Jack a cookie at the exact right moment. She anticipates emotional triggers. She treats power as psychology, not just physics. That's the distinction. Mr. Incredible sees what is happening. Edna sees what will happen. So is it canon that she has superpowers? Officially? No. The film labels never label Edna as a super. She is presented as human, an genius designer with towering confidence. But in a universe where powers manifest in visible spectacle, Edna's ability is subtle, intellectual, predictive, psychological. If we define a super as an ability that exceeds normal human limits and alters the world around you, then reading potential at the level Edna does absolutely qualifies. She doesn't lift trains, she lifts trajectories. She shapes history by shaping the people who shape history. Edna Mode represents something powerful within the incredible universe. The idea that greatness isn't just about ability, it's about cultivation. Supers are born with powers, but they become heroes through guidance, through foresight, through someone who sees who they could be and refuses to let them settle for less. Her no-capes rule came from tragedy. Her engineering brilliance came from study. Her survival through the super's ban came from adaptability. Her mastery over Jack came from recognizing limitless potential in a being no one could categorize. If that's not a superpower, then what is? Edna Mode doesn't need to fly. She already sees further than everyone else. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.